So Saturday, the 4th of July, Independence Day in America for my international subscribers, I did a video about Black Lives Matter. Now, if you're a Catholic Christian, Black lives definitely matter to you. If Black lives don't matter, I would have to question if you're truly a Christian, because the Catholic Church has condemned racism from the very beginning. In fact, God punished Moses' sister for making fun of Moses' Ethiopian wife because the color of her skin was so dark. So 5,000 years before the Southern Baptists approved of interracial marriage, God approved of it. Check it out. So racism is evil. So when I refer to Black Lives Matter, I'm referring to the organization which has been exposed as nothing more than a Marxist organization that really doesn't want to end racism. What they want to end is the Judeo-Christian values of America. That's what they're attacking. So one of the ways they're doing it is by attacking churches, lighting them on fire, destroying our statues. And it's really happening a lot in California. And recently they took aim at Saint Sarah, because they say Saint Sarah was a racist. Saint Sarah oppressed the Native Americans, and Pope Francis, who made Saint Sarah a saint in 2015, it was Pope Francis that canonized Saint Sarah. They're calling Pope Francis, that all people are racist. So this is how radical these people are, to say Pope Francis is a racist. So they're calling Pope Francis a racist. They're calling Saint Sarah a racist. And they're pulling down these Saint Sarah statues all over California, and they're replacing them with satanic and pagan statues. This is what they're doing. This is really happening right now. So Saturday, I don't know what time it happened, because the news really isn't reporting on this because it doesn't really fit their narrative. So I've just been getting bits and pieces here and there. If anybody knows more, please put it in the comment. But from what I see, it might have happened at the same time I was making my video, which is kind of interesting. And you had about, they say 800 to 1,000 Black Lives Matter organization people and Antifa. These are the two groups that are leading the riots and pulling down the statues of our saints and breaking the heads off of statues of the Blessed Virgin. I mean, these people are very violent. So they're coming down the road, 800 to 1,000 of them, and about 80 Catholic dudes are standing in front of the statue. And from what I can see, these guys are ready to throw down. I mean, St. Paul says, if it's up to you, always be at peace with all men. And if it was up to them, I'm sure they would be peaceful. But there comes a time you have to defend yourself and your property and the church's property. And I think these guys are ready to fight. And, you know, I grew up in the inner city and been in a lot of rumbles. And one thing about a gang fight, when you're outnumbered, I've been there outnumbered 10 to 1. And there's certain individuals that show up that have your back, and they just bring a reassurance. There's some guys like, oh, he's here, cool. You just feel better about the fight. And I'm sure this is how these 80 men felt when they seen a bishop from the Holy Apostolic Catholic Church walk up. The church that Jesus Christ himself established. When this holy man of God, who can trace his lineage all the way back to the apostles, the original apostles, representing the church that can trace her lineage back to Jesus Christ himself. I'm sure these men felt a reassurance. And this bishop didn't come to play patty cakes. He came to fight. This bishop is for real. He came to fight. And as this crowd of 1,000 men were coming towards these 80 men, this bishop led these men of God in prayer. And as they were praying the rosary, it stopped. The crowd stopped and did not touch the statue, because Bishop Barron knew what St. Paul taught us. Our battle is not with flesh and blood. It's with spiritual principalities in high places. And Bishop Barron took the fight to them. And one thing, if you're a fighter, you know the best defense is a good offense. The person who stays on offense usually wins. And Bishop Barron rolled up his sleeve and took the fight to the enemy. So I just want to shout out Bishop Barron and thank him for being a holy father that day and leading these men in prayer and showing them the true fight that we face. And remember, the church is going to win, no matter how bad it looks. Diocletian couldn't kill the church. Nero couldn't kill the church. The philosopher Nietzsche said God is dead. Guess what? Nietzsche is dead. The church cannot fail because Jesus Christ himself promised us that the gates of hell will not prevail against his church. So take heart, my fellow Catholics. Fight the battle, but know that it's already been won by the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, Jesus Christ. Stay Catholic.